May 2026. A cruise ship in the Atlantic. Multiple passengers fall ill with a respiratory disease. American passengers get repatriated under biocontainment to Nebraska and Emory. The pathogen is identified. It is hantavirus, specifically the Andes virus. The mortality rate of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, the worst form of this disease, is between 35 and 50%. It is one of the deadliest pathogens that regularly kills humans, and almost nobody has heard of it. Hantavirus is not one virus. It is a whole family. Two main flavors. Old world hantaviruses, found mostly in Europe and Asia, cause hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome. Kidneys fail. Mortality up to 15%. New world hantaviruses, found in the Americas, cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. Lungs fill with fluid in hours. Mortality around 35%. No vaccine. No antiviral. The only thing that helps is supportive intensive care. Four Corners, USA, May 1993. A young Navajo man, a healthy long-distance runner, dies overnight of acute lung failure. His fiancée dies a week later, the same way. Within months, 26 cases, 13 deaths, 50% mortality. The Centers for Disease Control isolates a new virus in the lungs of the dead. They name it sin nombre, Spanish for no name. The original name they tried, Muerto Canyon virus, was rejected by the Navajo Nation. They asked the CDC, please do not name a deadly virus after our sacred ground. Why 1993 specifically? Because the climate had done the math first. The 1992 El Niño dumped rain on a drought-stricken Southwest. The piñon pine trees responded with a bumper crop of nuts. Deer mice eat piñon nuts. By the spring of 1993, the local deer mouse population had grown tenfold. Each mouse shed sin nombre virus in its urine, droppings, and saliva. When humans cleaned cabins and sheds where mice had nested, they inhaled aerosolized dust. Exposure equals rodent density times shedding rate times human contact. The math of an outbreak. Why is the lethality so brutal? Because we are an accident. Hantavirus does not normally infect humans. Its reservoir is rodents, where it causes no disease, where it has lived for millions of years in coevolutionary balance. When the virus jumps to a human, it has no evolutionary history with us. There is no selective pressure to keep us alive because we cannot pass it on. We are a dead-end host. Every human infection is a one-way trip for the virus. So the immune response goes haywire, capillaries leak, lungs flood. The Andes virus, the South American strain, is the only known hantavirus that occasionally spreads person to person, which is exactly the strain on that cruise ship. Here is the diagnostic problem. You walk into an emergency department with fever, headache, fatigue, a dry cough. What does the doctor write down? Flu, RSV, COVID. The prior probability of hantavirus is roughly 1 in 50,000. Doctors think hooves, not zebras. But Bayes' theorem rescues those who get rescued. Tell the doctor you cleaned out a cabin last week. The prior multiplies by 10. Lab shows low platelets and a rising hematocrit. That is hemoconcentration. The prior multiplies by another 10. Suddenly, the posterior crosses the threshold from 1 in 50,000 to 1 in 50. Infectious disease gets called. ECMO is cued. Bayes' theorem just saved a life. ECMO is extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, a machine that bypasses your lungs and oxygenates blood directly. If you reach ECMO before your heart fails, survival jumps from about 50% to about 80%. The catch is the timing window. From the moment cough turns into shortness of breath, you have maybe 12 hours, maybe 24. Diagnosis speed is the difference between living and dying. There is no shortcut, no antiviral that works in time. Only fast recognition and aggressive support. Santa Fe, February 2025. Investigators find Gene Hackman, 95 years old, dead in his home. His wife, Betsy Arakawa, 65, is also dead in another room. Reconstruction of the timeline shows that she died first on February 12th of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. Her computer search history reveals she was Googling COVID symptoms and flu symptoms in her final days. She did not know what was killing her. Hackman, with advanced Alzheimer's, was alone for a week without his caregiver. He died around February 18th of heart disease. Hantavirus did not kill him directly. It killed the person who kept him alive. Investigators found rodent feces in their outbuildings. Hantavirus is everything pandemic fears get wrong. It is not a designer pathogen leaked from a lab. It is dust in a shed where mice nested. The virus is older than agriculture, older than language. Evolution does not care about you, because to evolution, you do not matter. Mice do. The math of disease ecology says, rare exposure times brutal lethality equals real deaths every year. The math of Bayes says, priors save lives if you ask the right questions in time. The science says, when you clean out a cabin, do not sweep. Wet it down. Wear a mask. Because in that moment, the only thing standing between you and a 35% chance of not waking up is your doctor recognizing what your symptoms mean. First, if this surprised you, hit like and subscribe. Counterintuitive science every week.